करते हैं आज, चलेगा ना?
नो प्रॉब्लम सर।
ओके चलो, तो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद ह्यूमन आई। थोड़ा सा वो तुम्हारे लिए नया है, फटाफट खत्म करते हैं।
ये सबसे वाली कोविड-19 वाला।
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
यस बेटा।
सर आज भी 2 घंटे की क्लास है
हाँ बेटा, एटलीस्ट 1.5 आवर तो होगी, क्योंकि हमारी कल भी क्लास नहीं हो सकी।
ठीक है सर।
वैसे तो बोलना, मैं अभी थोड़ा प्लान करूंगा और हर रोज अपन 2 टाइम क्लास रखेंगे, आप दोनों टाइम ज्वाइन कर सकते हो। ओके, एंड इफ सपोज यू आर रेडी देन वी कैन हैव द क्लास एवरी डे फ्रॉम 2 to 4। ओके, मुझे फिलहाल कुछ काम नहीं रहेगा, एक हफ्ते तक कुछ काम नहीं रहेगा। ओके, बट एवरीथिंग डिपेंड अपॉन वो क्या होता है एक्चुअली। माय नेफ्यू इज टेस्टेड पॉजिटिव, माय ब्रदर इन लॉ इज कमिंग, so he will take the decision what to do. Maybe then we have to go out, maybe most probably, so it will be clear in the evening. Okay, चलो बेटा यहाँ ध्यान दो अभी आप। then see क्या है हमारा यहाँ पर सबसे पहला है then see सबसे पहले हमारे में क्या है हमारा refraction through the prism. The first part is refraction through prism. Okay, then see first of all you should know that what is refraction. Okay, refraction means what happens. It is the phenomenon of bending of light. Phenomenon of bending of light. Of bending of light. Phenomenon of bending of light. When light passes okay, from one medium to another medium, from one medium to another medium, okay. And why does this bending happen? Okay, this bending happen because the different because the velocity of the light changes in the different medium. Okay, the velocity of the light changes. Why does the velocity of the light changes? Because the wavelength changes. Because the wavelength of the light changes and it passes from one medium to another medium. Okay, so see here we are seeing that the refraction through the prism is how the light will change its path while passing through the prism. Okay, see what happens. See, the phenomenon is very simple. The diagram is also very simple. What you have to do? You have to take a prism. Okay, suppose this is our prism. Then here the name of the prism is A, B, C. Then see here this is the normal. Then here this is the incident ray. Then this incident ray which was supposed to go in this direction. Okay, then bends as it passes from the rarer medium to denser medium because it is going from air to glass. It is going from air to glass. So it will bend. Okay, then it will go from denser to rarer to denser medium, so it will bend and go towards the normal. Okay, it will go in this direction. Okay, then here this is the second normal. Now at this point the ray of light will bend once again and then it will go in this direction. Okay, now why it will go in this direction? Because see, in the first case at this point, suppose this is point P, this is point Q, this is point R and this is point S. So this is at point Q. Okay, the ray of light was going from rarer to denser medium, so it bent towards the normal. You can see this is the normal, and so it bent towards the normal. Instead of going over here, it is bending here towards the normal. Denser to rarer medium, so it will go away from the normal. This is another normal over here, and so instead of going in this direction, it is bending once again here. So in this way, what happens when a ray of light passes through the prism, then it bends twice. It bends twice. Okay, and both the time it bends towards the base of the prism. Both the time it bends towards the base of the prism. Okay, here this angle between the incident ray and the normal is called as angle of incidence. This angle between the emergent ray and the normal is called as angle of emergence. Then this angle is angle A, and this angle is angle of deviation delta. This angle is angle of deviation delta. Okay, then so in this way we got three angles: angle I, angle E, angle A, and angle delta. Okay, what is the angle delta? Angle delta is the angle of deviation. How will you define the angle of deviation? It is the angle between. It is the angle between. Okay. Okay. Then it is the angle between the incident ray and the emergent ray. Actually, it is not the incident ray. It is the extended incident ray and the extended emergent ray. So the angle between the extended incident ray and the angle of extended emergent ray is called as the angle of deviation. Okay. Then next. After this, now what happens over here? So here, if you perform this experiment and measure all the angles and substitute their values, you will come to the conclusion that this angle A plus angle delta is equals to angle I plus angle E. Angle I plus angle E. Okay, this is the relation over here between the angle of incidence and the angle of deviation, angle of prism, and angle of emergence. Okay, this you have to learn. This you have to learn because it is based on the practical. Okay, so what you will remember over here, or you have to remember that when the ray of light passes through the prism, it bends twice, and both the time it bends towards the prism. Both the time it bends towards the prism only. Okay, then next, who is not there? Aman. Aman is not there. Just a minute, I'll send him a message.
सर मेरे घर पे पावर कट ऑफ था सर, इसमें लेट हो गया.
हाँ बेटा, कोई बात नहीं है. बस अमन और अवनी नहीं है फिलहाल. अमन सिंह गुप्ता. हाँ बेटा.
फोन आया.
किसका बेटा? हेलो. हाँ, सॉन्ग दिया. हाँ, बात भी हुई है उससे. वो बोले थोड़ा तकलीफ हो रही गले में भी, तो मैंने उसको बोला जाके अभी एडमिट हो जाए इमीडिएटली. अगर मैं वो लोग को प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल भी होगा तो प्राइवेट में चले जाए, तो वो बोले यहाँ पे प्राइवेट तो है नहीं है, लेकिन बोले जो गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल है उसके अंदर ज़्यादा अच्छी फैसिलिटी है, तो वहाँ जाता बोले. हाँ 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 हाँ, औरंगाबाद मिल जाएगी चिकली से. 10 से पहले आ जाएंगे भैया. 3 बजे चिकली, तो चिकली समझो तुमको 2 घंटे चिकली लग जाएंगे, और वहाँ से 4 घंटे. हाँ, 7 घंटे लगे आने के यहाँ पर. अब भैया 10 बजे पहुँचने में. 10 बज जाएंगे यहाँ पर. मैं पूरा ढूंढ के रखता हूँ, जा रहा बाहर में, क्या था पूरी गाड़ी. हाँ चलेंगे चलेंगे. हाँ हाँ हाँ, चलेगा ना, चलेगा. हाँ चलेगा. हाँ, मैं करके आता हूँ जाके. ठीक है. जस्ट अ मिनट बेटा, रुक जा बेटा. Sorry guys. Okay, actually it's an emergency situation. My nephew is in Latur and my brother-in-law is in Malkapur. Okay, and the father is now very tense to meet his son. Okay. Just a minute. क्या बेटा क्या? Just a minute बेटा.
क्वेश्चन सर.
Yes बेटा.
नहीं सर, वो गलती से बाजू में बात कर रहा ना फोन पे, तो उनकी आवाज आ गई.
Just a minute बेटा. Let me see first the ticket for his book. Bus. बेटा से जा यहाँ से तो भी बहुत इरिटेशन हो रहा है बेटा। आज से बेटा मेरा वॉलेट लेकर फट से जाकर जस्ट बेटा। अरे यार टुडे इज 10th अक्टूबर ना।
Yes, sir. 10th October. Yes, sir.
सर वॉलेट नहीं मिल रहा।
क्या बेटा मेरा वॉलेट टिप पैंट में होगा, पैंट की जेब में वो लेकर आया था पैंट जाकर।
किधर आपकी बैंक?
सपोर्ट सर्विस
बैंक है आपके सामने रूम में। आप
खाना जो मिनट ला कर रख दो उसको इधर। अरे यार take care because now you know it is reaching slowly to all the places. Okay, then especially अपने आसपास में ही होता जा रहा है। पिछले हफ्ते में मेरे पहचान के 2 लोगों की मौत हो गई उसकी वजह से। Just a minute, I have to enter these details.
नहीं
बेटा मम्मा का मोबाइल उसमें ओटीपी आया होगा, जल्दी से। नहीं नहीं, मेरे इस पर आया हूँ, वेट।
05
05
844
844
6
6
आज कब आ गई बात
हाँ, इधर से टिकट आएगा अभी।
आपको आएगा कि हमको आएगा?
मेरे को आएगा, उसका मेरा नंबर है। So sorry, beta, keeping the waiting people waiting. Actually, it's very serious matter. He has a very high level of infection. Okay, and he's a very young boy. Okay, no problem. He's my nephew. He's going to get married in the next month, 9th of next month, exactly after 1 month. And they missed last week. He came to Aurangabad for shopping, and somehow he got infected with COVID. Okay, so my brother-in-law and sister is very tense. So I have to book the ticket for him. Okay, so this is the case over here. Then so angle of prism plus angle of deviation is equal to angle of incidence plus angle of emergence. Okay, this is one case over here. When the dispersion will take place, when the deviation will take place to the prism, then that time you have to remember this much about the prism. But remember that both the time the light bends towards the base. Both the time the light bends towards the base. Okay. Then next after this comes then the dispersion of light. Okay, before understanding the dispersion, let us understand okay, fine, for dispersion, and then we'll go for the rainbow formation. Okay, then see this rainbow for dispersion. Okay, remember what is dispersion. Okay, see in this chapter, okay, each and every word has a value. Okay, if that word is changed by another word, then the whole meaning will change, because we have a very bad habit. Okay, and that we change the words very frequently. Okay, see here what happens. This dispersion is splitting of white light. Okay, splitting of white light. Okay, then as it passes through prism. Okay, and this splitting of the white light as it passes through the prism is called as the dispersion. Okay, remember. See, there is one more word in this chapter: scattering. Scattering means what happened? I told you people earlier also. Scattering means change in direction after the collision. Here, splitting means what happens? The separation of the colors Okay, then when it passes through the prism. Now look at the diagram, because maybe you have to draw the diagram in the examination. So that time you have to remember these tips for drawing the perfect diagram. Okay, see here. Suppose the incident ray is coming and striking to the prism over here at this point, then the incident ray was supposed to go in this direction. Okay, then now what happens? See, as the white light, okay, this white light is made up of 7 colors. Okay, white light is made up of 7 colors. Okay, and you know that all the 7 colors are different wavelength. Okay, and when the light goes from one medium to another medium, the wavelength changes. Okay, when the wavelength changes, what will happen over here? Then the speed will also change. Okay, as the speed changes, what happens? The light bends. Okay, and because of the different wavelength and different color, okay, different colors of light bend by different angles. Different colors of light bend by different angles. Okay, the one which has the larger wavelength will bend least, and the one which has the smaller wavelength will bend the most. Okay, in this what will happen? All the 7 colors with the different wavelengths will bend by the 7 different colors. Okay, then but what happens, as we saw earlier also, when the light goes from passes through the prism, then the light bends downward twice. The light bends downward twice. So here what will happen? See, once again it will bend. Now this time what will happen? It will bend again downward. So see, first what I did, I draw a triangle over here. After drawing the triangle, I just draw one line over here. Okay, straight line, which is my incident ray. Which is my incident ray. Okay, wait. Okay, then now see, all the 7 colors are bending. So I draw this line, then I draw the 7 colors over here. Now after this, what happens? See, right in front of this line, take 1 point. Now, leaving that point, take 7 more points at equal distance. Okay, on the line drawn over here, vertical line drawn over here, and now join these points. Remember that when you draw this line, then the line should appear to be bending. The line should appear to be bending over here. Then only the diagram will be considered to be the correct. And in this way, what will happen? You will see that the 7 colors get separated from each other. Okay. First of all, what is dispersion? Okay, definition of dispersion. Then the splitting of white light into the 7 component colors when it passes through the prism is called as the dispersion of light. Is called as the dispersion of light. Okay. Then second thing. Okay, the cause of dispersion. What is the cause of the dispersion? Then different colors have different wavelengths, and hence they travel with different speeds in the prism. That is why they bend by different angles with respect to the incident ray. They bend by different angles with respect to the incident ray, and thus get separated from each other. And thus get separated from each other. Okay, that is why the dispersion of the light will take place. Okay, now here what happens, the amount of the bending taking place over here depends upon the wavelength of the light. Then the bending is inversely proportional to wavelength. That's why the red light will bend the and the violet light will bend. And you can see that a band of the 7 colors is on over here. Then the acronym is okay. The red light bend and the rest of the colors are in wavelengths. Okay, this is the dispersion of lights. Okay, then now what happens here? See, you can try to okay, try to split the 7 into 7 more color shading. But at the same time, what he did, you know, he took the second prism and kept it inverted in front of the first prism, and the result was amazing. Okay, the result was like this. Okay. First, this is the prism over here. Then this is the second prism. Okay. Then he kept the second prism inverted with respect to the first prism. Then he allowed the white light to fall on the first prism. Then when the white light falls on the first prism, it is splits into 7 component colors. Then after that, the light falls on the second prism, which is kept inverted, and it recombines to come as the white light. Okay, this is red, this is violet. Red, violet. Okay, in this way. Okay, when the two prisms are, see, listen here, what is this? Okay, then Last year this question came for 3 marks. Then draw the diagram and label diagram and write the comments over here. So this is white light. This is white light. This is white light. Okay. Then so what happens over here? See, if two prisms are kept in such a way that, okay, listen the word sentence, because what happens if you will try to use any other word apart from this what I am telling, then slowly you are writing a story. Okay, so listen the words properly. Okay, if two prisms are kept in such a way that the second prism is inverted with respect to first prism, then okay, the second prism recombines the 7 colors of the white light splitted by the first prism. The second prism recombines the 7 colors of the white light splitted by the first prism to give the white light once again. Okay, then this is the description over here. It is also called as the achromatic combination. Achromatic combination. Achromatic combination of prisms. Combination of prisms. Okay. See, last year you studied chromatography where you saw that this the prism. Okay, sorry, where you saw that blotting paper or the tissue paper or the filter paper can be used to separate the colors, components of the colors present in the ink. Okay, and that process was called as chromatography. So separation of the color is called as the chromatography, and combination of the color will be achromatic. Achromatography means achromatic combination. The word came from that. Here the 7 colors are getting recombined. I am repeating the answer once again. See, if the two prisms are kept in such a way that the second prism is inverted with respect to first prism, then the white light is splitted. The second prism recombines the components of the white light which were separated by the first prism. Okay, to give the white light once again. Okay, this combination is called as the achromatic combination of prism. Okay, next. इसके बाद में क्या है और नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट वन इसके बाद में क्या आता है ये होगा हमारा achromatic combination of prism का. Then next thing इसके बाद में है हमारा सी एक क्वेश्चन आता है. Okay, the glass and the prism. Glass prism and the slab are made up of the same material, but the dispersion of light takes place in the prism but not in the glass slab. Give the reason for the answer. Give the reason for the answer. Okay, so what is the reason for that answer? Okay, just pay attention.
Sir, glass slab, both the sides are parallel, whereas prism, two sides are inclined to each other at certain angle.
Okay, see, this is the half answer. Santosh, this is half answer. Okay, then
yes, sir.
Repeating answer. Yes, we'll tell. See what happens. Even though the glass slab and the glass prism both are made up of the same material, but there's a difference. Okay, in case of the prism, the two refracting surfaces are inclined to each other. Two refracting surfaces are inclined to each other, and here, in case of the glass slab, the two surfaces are parallel to each other. The two surfaces are parallel to each other. Okay, then now what happens over here? See, in case of the glass prism, when the white light strikes this prism, okay, it bends twice, but both the time it bends in the same direction. That is towards the broader part of the prism. Okay, once it will bend over here, get separated, and then again it will bend downward. That's why the separation is further increased, and hence we get the 7 colors, spectrum of the 7 colors. Remember, in case of the prism, the two refracting surfaces are inclined to each other. When the white light enters in it, then at the first inclined surface it splits into 7 colors, and at the other at the second inclined surface, okay, it bends once again in the same direction, and the separation between the colors increases, and as a result we get the spectrum of the 7 colors. But in case of the glass slab, when the light enters from the air to the glass slab, it splits into 7 colors. But at the opposite parallel edge, okay, when the light goes from glass to air, it bends in the opposite direction, okay, and recombines to give the white light. Okay, in this way the bending will take place. Okay,
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, तो फिर वो पूछ सकते ना, is a glass slab, does a glass slab resemble the chromatic combination of
नहीं, मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया, मैंने शायद आपकी क्लास में बताया नहीं। वो सी क्या होता है कि एक दो बुक में ऐसा लिखा है कि अ ग्लास स्लैब कैन बी कंसीडर्ड एज द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टू आइडेंटिकल प्रिज्म, ओके, देन आउट ऑफ विच वन इज केप्ट इन्वर्टेड। तो सपोज लाइट यहाँ से ऐसे आ रहा है, यहाँ पर ऐसे स्ट्राइक कर रहा है, देन यहाँ से ऐसे इधर बेंड हो रहा है और फिर यहाँ से व्हाइट लाइट बाहर आ रहा है, ओके। देन सी ये थ्योरी लगती तो सही है, लेकिन how do the light know that, और how does the light know that उसको यहीं से बेंड होना है? क्योंकि ग्लास स्लैब के अंदर कोई बाउंड्री तो है नहीं, ग्लास स्लैब के अंदर कोई सेपरेशन तो है नहीं, तो फिर वो यहीं से क्यों बेंड होगा? क्योंकि बेंडिंग के लिए रीजन चाहिए ना। समझ में आया संतुष्ट?
हाँ सर, समझ में आया सर।
ओके, बेंडिंग के लिए कोई रीजन चाहिए ना, क्योंकि रीजन ही नहीं है यहाँ पर तो बेंडिंग के लिए, तो बेंड होगा कैसे फिर? ओके, हाँ, इसके लिए रीजन है, बिकॉज द मीडियम इज चेंजिंग, दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज द करेक्ट, दिस इज द करेक्ट। ओके, इनफैक्ट क्या होता है एक्चुअली कि ये जो रेज है वो दोबारा रिकम्बाइन नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन क्या होता है, दे कम इन ऑर्डर टू बी पैरेलल टू ईच अदर, इन ऑर्डर टू बी पैरेलल टू ईच अदर दे कम सो क्लोज टू वन अनदर दैट, ओके, they resemble the white light, they come so close to each other that they appear to be white light, okay। then next इसके बाद में क्या है अभी, then rainbow formation, ओके। क्या होता है रेनबो फॉर्मेशन के अंदर कि सी rainbow formation, rainbow is nothing but the natural spectrum, it is the natural spectrum, okay। then what happens over here? Okay, see what happens. See, first we need to understand the critical angle, okay, and then total internal reflection, okay। If you understand these two things, then rest of the things you can understand very easily, okay। See what happens, first critical angle. So see, this everything is applicable only when the light is traveling from the denser medium to rarer medium, okay। Suppose here is the denser medium, here is the rarer medium, then if suppose here there is some source of light, and now remember, source of light is not actually a bulb, okay, then anything which you can see is a source of light, okay। For example, you can see my pen, so my pen is a source of light for your eyes, okay। You can see the board, so board is the source of light for your eyes, okay। Anything will be the source of light which we can see. So here what happens, suppose a ray of light goes and strike over here at this point, okay, so what will happen, then as the light is going from denser medium to rarer medium, the light bends away from the normal with its line, okay। Then if suppose we increase the angle of incidence further, okay, then for a particular angle of incidence, critical angle, the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree, the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree, okay। So I will define critical angle, the angle of when the light travels from denser medium to rarer medium, then the angle of incidence for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree, the angle of incidence for which the angle of refraction is 90 degree is called as the critical angle, If suppose the angle of incidence is further increased and the angle of incidence I becomes more than the critical angle, then the angle of refraction R will also become more than 90 degree and the light will come back into the denser medium, and because of this reason what will happen, then there will be a total internal reflection. How will you define total internal reflection? Then when the light travels from denser medium to rarer medium and the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then okay, the light does not enter into the rarer medium but comes back into the denser medium. This phenomenon is called as total internal reflection. It is called as total internal reflection. Okay, then next, now why we study this total internal reflection? The reason is that we have to study one phenomenon called rainbow formation. Okay, rainbow formation. Okay, see, rainbow is a natural phenomenon and the necessary condition for seeing the rainbow is that the sun and the rain should be in the opposite direction. If suppose here is the sun, okay, here is the sun, Okay, and suppose in this area it's raining. In this area it is raining. Then what will happen over here? Then see, suppose this is the raindrop, droplet. What happens when it rains? When it rains, then after rain, some fine particles of the rain water, okay, remain suspended in the air for some time. Okay, then these fine particles act like the tiny prism. These fine particles act like the tiny prism. Okay, then when the sunlight, white sunlight coming from the sun strike this wire, this tiny droplet, then first it refracts. Refracts means